Apple's newest iPhones just dropped and I have them right here in front of me. The iPhone 17, the iPhone Air, and the iPhone Pro Max. And I'm about to unbox them all, starting with the iPhone 17. Let's get to it. All right, iPhone 17. This is the sage green color, and I was really intrigued by how this was gonna look, but they have such a wide selection of great colors this year. Let's just get those tabs off. I think they have a lavender, black. Honestly, I don't remember all the colors, but the lineup of colors with the iPhone 17 was looking so good, but I really wanted to see how the screen looked. And as promised, it looks amazing. I love green. It's one of my favorite colors. And this green is just so nice, this sage green. And oh wow, look at the edges of this iPhone. Honestly, the design of this iPhone 17 is not dissimilar to any other iPhone currently out, but I really do like this color, and just the design of iPhones in general do actually look really good in my opinion. So I'm actually really excited to kind of play around with this phone, because this year the iPhone 17 is actually packed with so many good features, and I'm surprised it's actually quite comparable to the Pro this year, especially with that 48 megapixel camera in the back, and also the ProMotion display, with finally the iPhone 17 getting up to 120 hertz refresh rate. And I'm just so happy that finally iPhone, and I mean non-Pro users, are able to get a really good phone at a relatively decent price. I mean, Apple has always been pretty expensive comparable to other brands, but if you overlook kind of the premium that you pay for an Apple device, this device right here is a really good device this year. And I think that is quite a good buy for a lot of iPhone users, and even people who are looking to switch from another device. I'm just caught in a mess of USB-C cable right now. Of course, we have a nice braided USB-C cable. I love the braided cables, and honestly, I don't use my old USB-C cables that are non-braided because these are just so nice, and I just love the clean white Apple aesthetic that they have with these cables. On this piece of paper right here, it says you no longer need a physical SIM card. That's because no iPhones, at least in certain countries, come with physical SIM. I was really surprised to hear that I wasn't going to be able to buy a physical SIM iPhone this year, because in the keynote they said that they were actually going to be releasing some iPhones with physical SIM cards. That only applies to certain countries, and here in Canada we actually don't have iPhones with physical SIM cards, and they were making sure that everybody who was trying to set up an iPhone had an eSIM in line before we could even pick our devices up. eSIMs are great and all, but I don't like the fact that you just don't have the flexibility to switch devices whenever you want. I mean, I have 3 Apple devices right here, and testing these out without a physical SIM card is gonna be quite a hassle. But regardless, this is the iPhone 17. I'm gonna go ahead and power that on, and apparently these devices have improved glare resistance this year, with an improved screen that is less scratch resistant. So I really do want to test that out, because on my current iPhone and all prior iPhones that I've ever had, I have literally always scratched the screen. I'm kind of lazy to put a screen protector on, my fault, but the screen gets scratched just so easily. When I put the phone down, I don't want to put it down on the camera bump, because I would rather have the screen scratched than the camera lens scratched. But if you don't rock a case and you don't have those side protections, you're gonna get some scratches on your iPhone. So I'm really excited to see how well this new ceramic shield is on the iPhone screen. iPhone 17, regular iPhone setup, but this is running iOS 26, and I haven't had much experience with iOS 26. It's been out for a while in beta and actually got released to the public before the iPhones got released, but I'm really excited to test out iOS 26. We're gonna do all of this setup later, not on video, because I think iPhone setup isn't the most exciting thing. So we're gonna put this to the side while that continues to activate, and we're gonna open up the next iPhone, the iPhone Air. And wow, this iPhone, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I could not wait. And I took a glance at it in the store and I'm just so impressed by this. Like, let me just open this up and show you guys how amazing the design of this iPhone is. All right, the iPhone Air, Apple's thinnest iPhone, coming in at 5.6 millimeters. This thing is so thin, it is insane. It literally is insane. Look at this, how thin this is. Let me compare it to the iPhone 17. Wow. Wow, the fact that Apple was able to design a phone this thin with such a large screen. Look at how much the size difference is compared to the 17. This is basically the size of like a 16 Plus. That is actually amazing. I'm a huge fan of this phone, even though that I know it won't be my daily driver because of its features that are lacking compared to the Pro, such as only having one camera lens. I mean, this camera lens is also good. It is a 48 megapixel camera, which means that you're gonna get some really good detailed and high resolution photos using this phone. But there's just a few things that don't come with the Air that I'm gonna miss in a Pro, and I've always been a Pro user, so I'm definitely gonna stick to the Pros, but it's really cool to see this iPhone Air. And yeah, like just when I saw it in the store, this phone is not disappointing. Wow. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is the sky blue color. I saw this phone in the black and I regretted getting this color because the black just looks so clean. The way that the edges of the phone just look continuous, it doesn't have the silver bar around the phone, it's just all black. I kind of wish the sky blue colors were like that too because it just makes the design of it look so much cleaner. But if you are getting the iPhone Air, I really recommend getting the black color. It is what, like, I kid you not, one of the nicest, cleanest iPhones I have ever seen. I thought the camera bump was going to be crazy high, but look at that. It is really and truly not that large compared to like the typical iPhone camera bump. And I'm not sure how obvious this is gonna be in this video, but it isn't even that thick. That is not bad at all. And the fact that they're able to put the A19 chip, the A19 Pro chip, sorry, and all the other things that are needed to run this iPhone in such a small area so that they can fill out the rest of the body with a battery, it's just amazing. The design of this phone, let me go ahead and turn it on so you don't have to see all the fingerprints I'm putting on this screen. But yeah, the design of this phone is just amazing. I'm actually so surprised Apple was able to design something like this. And a lot of people were saying, who asked for this phone? I mean, the fact that nobody asked for this phone and it still came out looking like this and just being so well designed is amazing. And the only thing that obviously is concerning is the fact that this phone is just so small. How could you have great battery life with this phone? Apple literally designed an external battery for this phone, which kind of defeats the purpose. It's like you're getting a thin phone just so you can put an external battery as like a MagSafe charger that's portable. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. I personally wouldn't get the whole battery, but you're probably not getting much battery life on this phone. So if you're somebody who doesn't really use their phone but wants like a really nice, sleek, cool, new iPhone, then this is definitely going to be a pretty decent phone for you. It's not in any regards better than the Pro, but it is still an extremely good iPhone, and I think a step up from the regular iPhone. So let me just finish up this setup. And of course, this phone also has no physical SIM card, especially this phone, because they took it out completely no matter what country you're in so that they could make more space for the battery. Oh, it's not up to date. Let me update this later. continue. It did look like it was running iOS 26. I'm just gonna quickly set it up so it's usable. Yeah, we're gonna use it anyway. Easiest password, can't forget it. I don't recommend it though. All right, while that is setting up and whatnot, we are going to unbox the very last iPhone, and this is the one that I am most excited about, the iPhone Pro Max. I got the orange color because how could I not? It's just the one that stands out the most. I actually really do like the look of the navy one, but I mean, no black this year. I might as well just get the one that just stands out, right? As usual, it is Apple's flagship iPhone, and you really just can't go wrong with the Pro Max. Especially this year, I'm honestly quite sad that I got the iPhone 16 Pro Max last year and couldn't wait for this one because, wow, this phone, the redesign, is just kind of amazing. Like, I'm actually really excited to use this phone, like especially the camera, the three 48 megapixel cameras, the ultra wide camera being 48 megapixels. Like, that's just like, I don't know. I'm honestly surprised because all other years they were using 12 megapixel cameras in the non-main camera for the iPhones, and now for them to all have 48 megapixels, it's just honestly insane. And the fact that it's even across the line of iPhones, the iPhone 17 to the Air to the Pros, is actually quite crazy. And I kind of feel like I'm missing out on that. But nevertheless, I have the iPhone 17 Pro here, and really a cool phone. This is an aluminum design now. They went away from the titanium designs that they were doing with the 15 and the 16 Pros. They also have a new screen as well, the Ceramic Shield 2, which is apparently more scratch resistant, which of course I told you guys already. I'm definitely gonna have to test that out. Well, not test it out. I hope that the phone doesn't get scratched easily, but I am just used to all my iPhones getting scratched like it's nothing. Like literally in the first week, I would always expect to see scratches on my phone. So I'm hoping that this year is gonna be different. However, I do have to mention, when I was in the Apple store and I was just browsing, looking at these phones, I picked up the navy iPhone Pro Max and I turned it to the back and I immediately saw scratches on it. And I was so surprised. How could a display iPhone that literally just came out today already have scratches on it? And I mean, yeah, people are probably rough with it. It's not their phone. It doesn't have a case on, but you're gonna wanna have a case on these phones, I think, because the way that that phone was scratched so quickly, so easily, I'm not too sure how strong this material is. And of course, I'm gonna be watching Jerry Rig Everything's durability test because I really wanna see just how well this iPhone was made. I mean, I really like the design. It is an aluminum body. It's a unibody, so it's all one piece. And I kind of really like the way that this is a different texture than the rest of the iPhone. It kind of gives a cool feel. Honestly, it's just different and I like it. And the camera bump is definitely larger than other iPhones, but the fact is that it's actually not that bad. Like realistically, you're not ever going to be holding it on the camera bump. So the fact that you get a bigger battery for components being pushed underneath the camera bump is honestly not really bad at all. And look-wise, it's pretty sleek. Let's compare it to the iPhone Air. Wow, the Air is just so thin. Like, if I put them like this, you just see so much of the Pro. The iPhone Air is basically half as thin as the Pro. Like, that's ridiculous. There it is. The iPhone Pro Max. And I have to say that these screens aren't just scratch resistant, they are also the best and brightest screens that Apple has ever made, coming in at 3000 nits, which is incredibly bright. I can't quite change the brightness of the screen right now because I'm still in the setup, but I definitely want to see how bright that gets because 3000 nits is insane. I'm not really that much of an iPhone gamer, phone gamer, but Apple literally always talks about gaming in every single keynote, every single conference. So I have to test out some games. I have to find something. I don't know, like what game can you even play on the phone? I genuinely do not even know, but we're gonna find something that is playable, get that Apple Arcade subscription and just test things out and just see how well this phone runs, because the big change that they made this year on the Pros is the fact that it has vapor cooling. That means that this phone is not going to get as hot as it has in prior years doing simple tasks and even the more demanding tasks like AAA gaming. So I really want to check that out and see just how good this vapor chamber is, how good it is at cooling this phone, and also how efficient the A19 Pro chip is at battery life and overall keeping this phone regulated in terms of temperature and whatnot. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun to test this out because, you know, you get a little bit of gaming, you get to test out the photo and video capability. I'm not really gonna dabble into the pro tools of the iPhone because to record Apple ProRes RAW or log video is literally just going to take up all the storage I have. This is only a 256 gig iPhone, and even if I attached in an SSD to it, a 1 TB SSD, I'm going to literally just use that up in an hour because those file sizes are just so large. So all these iPhones are finally set up and ready to go. Let me just unlock them all using my amazing password, and let's get started. I really want to see what the liquid glass is looking like. I've seen some people use it and it kind of feels like too much, but maybe I just kind of have to try it out and see what it's like. I'm really excited to test out all the customized features of this iPhone because Apple is finally giving its users the ability to customize and personalize their devices. And I'm actually really excited to see what that's like because as an iPhone user, I've always been an iPhone user. I haven't really had the capability to do that unless I use third-party plugins and whatnot. So I really want to see what the customized features that Apple has built in to this iOS 26 are like. But yeah, these are the three iPhones: the iPhone 17, the iPhone Pro Max, and the iPhone Air. These iPhones, honestly, the entire lineup of iPhones this year looks great to me. I'm very impressed by Apple, especially with the iPhone Air design. I'm really happy that the iPhone 17 got great updates this year. The redesign of the iPhone 17 Pro Max looks great. And then the iPhone Air, again, like the design of it is just phenomenal. It's remarkable that Apple was able to do this in such a thin body. The only thing that's left to do is like test out these iPhones and see what these phones really are like after you try them out. Things like battery life, camera, all the really important things about a phone, I'm gonna try out with all three of these devices and really go in depth to see just how good the iPhone lineup is this year, other than just the design of it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this unboxing. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel for more further in-depth dives into these iPhones and other tech devices. I'll see you guys next time.